Welcome all you Pisces to your monthly reading for the month of June. And we've been looking at a chakra each of the months starting in January. We started off with the root chakra, and here we are 6 months into the new year up to the sixth chakra, which is of course the third eye. So in addition to asking the creator what they want you to know about the month of June, we're also going to be zeroing in and looking into how can you strengthen your intuition. We're going to be looking for advice from the creator and spirit just on what you can do with your intuition, how you can discover and develop your spiritual gifts as well, any information around that. So we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. And just as a side note, any of the cards that I use in a reading I do list in the description box below. So let's go ahead and give these a shuffle, and we'll pull and see what the general energies are for the month. All right, so for our Pisces, what would you like them to know about their month of June? All right, actually, you get two. You have the sun, beautiful. This is like such a victorious card. It's the brightness. It's like the sun card in the major arcana, of course. It brings you light into everything. It's one of the most successful, vibrant, abundant cards that you can get in the major arcana. And so you have that brightness that's coming in here. And then you also have caring connections. So definitely here, it is a time to be seen. The sun is, at the center of the universe, right? It also gives, and I love this combination of these two together here, because the sun gives without permission. It gives its gift of light and warmth and whatever else it gives, right? And it doesn't ask anyone's permission. It gives and it flows outward, but it also doesn't ask for anything back. It doesn't have the intention of giving, expecting to receive. And these caring connections, I feel like this really rolls over into that in caring and giving to others, it's like this new way of looking at it, not looking at what you'll get back from it at all, but that in tuning in, shining bright, being yourself without permission from anyone else, expressing the unconditional love that is within you in your own unique way with the world, that you let that flow out through these caring connections that you have with people. It's like the compassion within you is ignited during June, and that's what expands your spiritual gifts and how you're expressing that to the world. And they want me to read the sun here, and so I am going to read that one. It is new beginnings and great creativity. The sun brings blessings to the earth, and this card portends blessings in your own life as well. Just as the sun nurtures the earth, bringing new life in the spring and summer, this is your time for a new beginning, the onset of a nurturing new light in your life, the light of divine inspiration and personal growth. This card often marks a time of great creativity, bringing the culmination of an important new project, such as the birth of a baby, or the writing or publication of a book, or even the birth of a new you. Now is the time to put your energy into expressing your truth and vision. Visualize the light of divine love pouring into your heart and your mind like the rays of the sun, bringing inspiration, growth, and abundant blessings. See the future you want to create and know the sun is shining on your intentions now. They also want me to read the other one, so we will. This is friendship, partnership of two, possible love. This card shows a couple in a tender embrace with a woman holding the blossoms of new love. Like the community card of this deck, this reveals a caring connection, but usually between two people only. And this card signals the beginning or a deepening of a kindred spirit friendship, or even the appearance of new love. It can also signify a formal business partnership. So it's about this caring connection between two people. It doesn't need to be romantic, right? But when this card appears, be on the lookout for those new connections presenting themselves. The relationships you already share may become more intimate, purposeful, or present at this time. So notice the opportunities to forge new or deeper bonds. There may be a tender karmic connection at hand. So I love this energy coming in. And if you're new to my channel, each month I also take a tarot deck and I split out the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And the major arcana are like these cards, which represent the overall energy for the month. And then we'll get into the minor arcana here in a sec. So this will just be, what else does the Creator want all you Pisces to know about your month of June, your inspiration, your intuition, and any of your spiritual gifts. So what else for our Pisces? Okay, so this one right here. And you've got transformation. Yes, this is the death and rebirth card, which brings this newness in. So this definitely works very well together. And you've got 13, 1, and 14, right? So 13 plus 1 is 14, or 14 minus 1 is 13. So these definitely are coordinating with another, and it makes total sense that you're ready for this new way of being, this like it talked about, unleashing of the new you. So a lot of this I feel is this transformation. When I was reading this too, when it talked about that it's a relationship between two, I did start a new series, a free video series on YouTube at the beginning of this year called You Times 2, which is about getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience, your human character that you're playing upon the earth, and the powerful actor behind this character. It's a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So I kind of almost feel like this, for majority of you, is about getting to know this higher self of you, and this is what's sparking this transformation. I will have the link to that U times 2 video series down in the description box below, and at the end of the video I'll throw it in one of these corners too with the playlist if you want to go check it out. It's completely free, full of wonderful information from Spirit on how we can get to know both of those beings that are having this experience here on the earth. So then we'll move into the minor arcana here. And the minor arcana represent 4 different areas of our human experience. And we're going to start off with the fire element, which is also the wands suit in the standard tarot. This particular deck, they do call it fire. So it is basically the wands. And we're just going to see the fire element represents your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion, your energy. So this would be what the Creator wants you to know about your energetic experience during the month of June. So for our Pisces, what would you like them to know? You've got the 8 of fire, the 8 of wands. And this is great. This is movement of energy. So you definitely have this movement that's happening, this action that's taking place in your life during the month of June. And there's a wonderful side of this too, because it represents getting messages from Spirit, getting messages from above. And so you're going to be getting into all areas of your life. In your physical world, you'll see like bumper stickers and license plates or song on the radio or something in the physical world that is like this synchronistic or God wink, because some people will say too that it's the Creator and the spirit world going, hey, here's an answer, here's a confirmation, a validation. You also will get, information dropped into your head and in emotional messages. So you're just going to be getting messages from the spirit world all over the frickin' place in June. So just pay real close attention to that and you will see them everywhere. We're also going to pull a card here from the Return of Spirit deck here and just see what else they want you to know about your energetic adventure during the month of June. Okay, so for our Pisces, what else would you like them to know? Okay, you actually get 2 for this one as well. You're getting some bonuses. Too funny, right? Birthing. We're talking about rebirth and a birthing of a new you. So that's definitely coming in here. Oh, wow. Yeah. And worthy. Your worthiness. It's like this birth of your worthiness, this understanding of who you are, especially as you connect to your higher self. You realize you're so much more than your human experience, that you are endless and you're worthy of that unconditional love of the creator of all things, just because of who you are, and it's getting to know that side of yourself as well. Okay, yeah, they do want me to read both of these, so we will. So they must be important. The words in the book anyway, I mean, the cards obviously are important or they wouldn't have shown up. And it says, when we're in the process of creating something new in our life, we're actually calling on our divine force and mastering our gift as creators to bring something new into this world. Trust yourself in all that you are doing at this moment. Your instinct and intuition will guide you. The goals, projects, or ideas you're working on are important in the cosmic plan. There are many higher energies working with you and through you to help you complete what you are working toward. Remember, though, the process of giving birth involves going through labor. You may be feeling a lot of pressure at the moment, but discomfort during labor is natural. Don't give in or lose hope because of it. You are doing the right thing. Don't let small disappointments or upsets lead you to thinking you are not on the right track. You are. Pain is just a natural part of labor. You may also be feeling the urge to push even though it's not time to. Do not allow your impatience to get the best of you. Allow everything in its own time and trust the process. You do not want to start things out prematurely. Completing the gestation period is vital, so be mindful not to rush. Gestation always happens before the labor begins. And the birthing card also comes to those who are symbolically giving birth to the higher aspects of themselves. Usually this period involves its own set of growing pains as you learn to move out of old ways of being and outdated limiting beliefs. Trust that the challenges you are facing at this time are essential to this process. You are evolving, growing, and changing into a more truthful version of you. Stay strong. You're nearly there. So perfect. That just goes well with everything we've been talking about so far. And then the worthy card says you are one of the loving spirits who's come to be in service to humanity this lifetime. This strong desire and need to give to your fellow man is embedded deep within your soul's blueprint. You play an important role in the cosmic plan. This card has come to you today as Spirit's way of giving you a much-needed reminder that you hold a great worth and value. You can no longer question whether you're worthy or if you have value in this world. We all look to our physical world for confirmation. We question whether we're good enough, wanted, and needed. We want the world to tell us that we are doing well and that it wants what we have to offer. But your value and worth cannot come from anyone or anything outside of you. Just as you are, right now in this moment, you are enough. It is time for you to begin to understand your own worth and value. Spirit is asking that you start now to understand just how important you are. Begin by asking yourself, how much would you value someone who was as kind to you as you are to others? If you met a person whose inner heart was as caring and loving as yours, would you value them in your life? If someone gave to you as you give to others, would you value it? Of course you would. You need to see yourself. See just how valuable you really are. Your worth does not come from what you do or how you behave. Your worth comes from the fact that you are a part of the God source. Once you fully realize this, you will play an invaluable role in helping others to discover their own worth too. Beautiful. Yes, we're all a drop in that beautiful sea of unconditional love. We are made of the love that the creator of all things is made out of, right? So I love this because it's all just perfectly meshing here. Now, where this is your energy, we're also going to talk about your thoughts and your emotions here in a moment, and all that is about what's going on inside of you. This next suit we're going to look at, which is the element of earth, which is also pentacles or coins in the standard tarot. This represents the physical world, all that which is going on outside of you, like your physical body, all the people on stage with you, all those other characters on stage, the props, your possessions, your money, all of that in the outside world. This is just going to be what the creator wants you to know about your physical adventure during the month of June. So for our Pisces, what would you like them to know? Okay, they want that one right there. But your physical world? Yep, Queen of the Earth, or Queen of Pentacles. She is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, a lot like the Empress. New birth, again, it continues here. So you do have all this birthing that's happening out into the physical world. So a lot of this new birth was happening inside. This is telling you that it just floods and rolls out. So you do have these new births, this feeling of abundance and wholeness and harvest that is happening in the outside world as well during the month of June. So that's fantastic news. Also, the queens, all in addition to the element that they are over, which is earth, they all carry the water element as well, which is what your element is, of course. So this is about this connecting to Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, but also helps connect to the spirit world because of that. So all the queens have this intuition, have this gut instinct, have spiritual gifts. So that is also reiterated here. And we're going to pull a card from the Elemental Oracle next and just see what else the creator wants you to know about your physical adventure. If I can shuffle, there we go. All right, so for our Pisces, what else would you like them to know about their physical adventure? Okay, yeah, you get 2 for this one too. My goodness. Blessings, blessings, blessings. And you've got inner core solidity. So definitely this is about a lot of the inner work that is going on here. Getting to the core of your worth. Is your worth based on the outside world, which is all that conditional, unstable love? Or is it on the higher realm, right? That which is eternal and unconditional, nothing you can do to lose it. The core is such an important piece of your message. And you have life, breath, new birth, right? This would be like, that's what happens is your first breaths as a little baby. So you're taking a new breath, a fresh breath, and going in this new direction here. And I do want to read both of these. They're not usually too long here, so I appreciate your patience with the messages that they're wanting to bring. So I got solidity. It says, stay constant in your endeavors. Do not stop your progress. Seek those who are reliable and solid. Keep your promises. The greatest power is from the inside out. The center of the Earth, the inner core, is a spherical ball of approximately 1,220 kilometers, making it about 20% of the Earth's radius. It is surrounded by the outer core, the mantle, and the crust. The inner core is supposedly made up of an iron-nickel alloy, but there are no samples of the inner core to test it. Almost all direct measurements we have about the physical properties of the inner core are deducted through the seismic waves that pass through it. The core is superheated and is about the same temperature as the surface of the sun. Unlike the outer core, the center of the Earth is solid rather than fluid. Interestingly, the core isn't perfectly spherical, and the gravity at the center is about half what it is on the surface of the Earth. There is still scientific debate about how the core was formed, but it's believed to have originally been liquid that cooled to form the solid mass. So the solidity gives stability to the Earth, and while not magnetic itself because of the heat it throws out, it does not affect the magnetism of the outer core. We live in a fast-paced world with many distractions. Developing a sense of solidness and reliability is important. We often do not honor the promises we make to ourselves, and yet we honor our promises and commitments to others. We need to be able to rely on our own word to ourselves. This element is actually earth, which this is all about the earth here. And then we will also read about the breath here. So I love that reference to the sun, because that's what we were talking about in the beginning. Focus on your breath. Allow it to guide your actions and flow. Fear often means breath holding. Let that all go. There's a place for slowing down your breath and being mindful of it. Take a deep breath and rethink your strategy. Take a deep breath and pause a few seconds before exhaling, which will train you to give yourself that little bit more time and space. Simply, breath can be seen as an inhalation or exhalation from the lungs. It's the process of passing air into our lungs for respiration. However, the pace of the breath and the quality can demonstrably change state, mood, and even peak physical functionality. If you're not breathing deeply enough, it affects the function of your muscles, including your heart, your capacity to take in enough oxygen to feed your organs and brain. Of course, your sleep patterns are also impacted. Snoring interferes with breathing. Certain physical and spiritual pathways, such as yoga and meditation, have always had a potent effect on the power of the breath. Breathing through the nose, using the diaphragm, and allowing your body muscles to relax enough to get a full breath are just a few ways you can receive the power of having more oxygen in your body. Keeping your chest open and upright in an open and upright posture allows your lungs to better do their work. The emotion of fear or feeling stress often sends hormones rushing into the body that speed up breathing, or shock will cause you to hold your breath in the form of rapid inhalation. If you realize this is a behavior you regularly do, try to be mindful and relax. Stop and take a deeper and slower mindful breath, which will give you more action and flow. And of course, that element is air, which is what we're moving into next. So great information. I mean, you're getting a lot of double cards here, which they definitely are wanting to speak to you. Now, the element of air is regularly the suit of swords in the standard tarot, and it's all about your mind. So it's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. This will be what the creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of June. So for our Pisces, what would you like them to know about their mental adventure in the month of June? Okay, there it is. And you've got the Nine of Air, the Nine of Swords. This is known as the Nightmare card or the Insomnia card. And what this is basically telling us with everything that's going on here, this new birth, this death and this rebirth, has to do with so much about your mindset, about your thoughts and your beliefs, because the nines are in the major arcana. It's the hermit who goes inward and uses the brightness of its higher self as a star and a lantern to guide its way on its path. So the 9 is about turning inward and finding the root of the thoughts, the root of the insomnia and the nightmares. And it's so much of a next step that's happening for you, because what happens with this 9, I mean, it's keeping you up at night, it's giving you weird dreams, you have an anxiety around all these expectations of the outside world. You know, the human side of us has all these rules, you know, the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos and the musts, so many of them that have to be obeyed. And that's what is keeping you up at night, is because it's circling. All these thoughts and these beliefs are circling you, and you feel like you're out of control and you're almost to the point of exhaustion. The 10 of air, the 10 of swords, the next card, is the ending and the new beginning, where they're basically, it usually shows someone wiped out on the ground, all the swords stuck in their back, all 10 of them, showing that all those expectations betrayed us and stabbed us in the back, and they're so exhausted, they're ready to let them go and move into this rebirth. So you're so close to that. This is where this activity is going to begin. I really feel like this is the month that you do make that transition in there. We're also going to pull a card here from the numerology guidance cards and just see what else they want you to know about this mental adventure, all this mindfulness that's been going on, this battle in your mind. So what else for our Pisces and their mental? Okay, that one right there. Yep, we got pride. Well, at least here's the 10, the 19, 9 plus 1 is 10. So the end of the pride, the end of the ego. And I love how this comes in here, because that's where it is. That's our ego, our shadow side, our human side. It's the pride. It's the fear of looking bad, the fear of not being lovable and being rejectable. That's what all of these rules are about, all these things that have to be done in order for us to be proven to be lovable and acceptable. So this ends. So I love that came up here. We'll see what other messages are here for you too. Yep, this card indicates a need to swallow your pride to improve your current situation and your quality of life. By admitting when you're wrong and choosing to see another's point of view, whether that person is right or wrong, you raise your vibration, which brings you closer to your dreams. The bottom line is, if you want to create a happy, harmonious life, you must let go of your need to be right and in control, which is what this is all about. To overpower, belittle, or punish another goes against the nature of your soul and takes you out of alignment. Yet when you have the courage to own up to your mistakes, you align yourself with Source, with the Creator. Admitting when you're wrong builds character, inner strength, and self-esteem. It opens the door for the resolution and creates better relationship with others. Stubbornness and pride get you nowhere, but humility and compromise bring you closer to the realization of your dreams. In order to improve your current status or your situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life, cycles that are encouraging you to let go and rise above your ego. Rather than go it alone because you're too stubborn to back down, you must cooperate with others. When you swallow your pride, you can make your dreams come true. And the affirmation for this card is, I admit my mistakes and improve my quality of life. And I personally don't believe in mistakes. There are choices we make that aren't as in a place of higher vibration of unconditional love as we're used to, but we come here to experience it anyway. We come here to experience so many things in every moment we're experiencing, so we're right on track. It's not a mistake. We're going to go through it and understand it, feel it. And if we don't want to continue to feel that way, we have that power to choose another option, right? Which brings us to your element, the water element, Pisces. And this is normally the suit of cups in the standard tarot. And this, of course, is the emotion. So this will be what the creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure. Nothing to be afraid of here. This is where you swim all the time, you fishies, you Pisces fishies, you swim in the water. So nothing that you're scared of in here. So for our Pisces, what would you like them to know about their emotional adventure? And I think you got 2 there. Yep. So you're 2 by 2 by 2. Okay, that makes sense. So they were reinforcing the 2 times, the U times 2 video series. You 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. So you have it all over the place. So you have the 6 of water, which would be the 6 of cups. Put that here. And then you also have the 7 of water, which would be the 7 of cups. And you can see here, she's realizing her power to choose whatever emotion that she wants to feel. And so there is this empowerment that comes with this awareness. In every moment, we were talking about here, you have a choice to choose either a fear or love, unconditional love. So the fear of losing conditional love and unconditional love. That's really the simplicity it comes down to, is there's really just 2 choices. But they all, that's the root, at the very root, but they all express themselves in different ways, right? So fear can be anger, it can be sadness, it can be feeling betrayed, all that kind of darker type feeling emotions. Those are rooted in fear. At the root of them all is fear. But then you have joy and you have contentment and peace. A lot of those, the core of that is unconditional love. And so you realize and you learn that through this process that you get to choose what emotion you want to feel in any moment. And if you don't like what you're feeling in this moment, then you can change it in the next. And so you do have this freedom that comes with it. And then we get to the 6 of water. The 6 of cups is kind of known as the nostalgia card. And it's about looking back over past memories. And there's this beautiful transformation that can happen with the 6 of cups. And that is when you go back and look at a situation, you realize, like we said, it either was of unconditional love or of the fear of losing conditional love. So if you look back at a memory and it's not a feel-good memory, it's probably not a memory of unconditional love. There was probably fear involved. And when you realize that the human condition, when it goes into fight or flight, it literally goes out of its mind because it has all the blood, not all the blood, but a lot of the blood leaves our brain. And all these things happen to our body to empower us to either fight like heck and or run like heck. So you have all this mindful state that happens where we're out of our minds, and the little child in us feels unsafe, it feels out of control, so it's going to do whatever it feels it needs to do out of reaction to feel safe and to gain control back. And usually it's not of a very emotionally mature place, it's more animalistic, and it doesn't look at who it's hurting, what it's doing, because it is out of its mind. So when you realize that and you go back and look at a situation and you're like, oh, wait a minute, so their actions were out of fear. They were like not even seeing me, because when you go into fight or flight mode, you're just like, danger, danger, and you're in panic mode, right? So that's what this is talking about, is you realize that they were in this panic mode, they were in fear, it wasn't personal. You start looking at the situation differently, that, oh, I was in fear too, and so I was acting this way. They were in fear, they were acting that way. Okay, I get it. So you start looking at the situation differently, you start looking at that person differently, and more importantly, worth-wise, you start looking at yourself differently. So there is this wonderful rebirth that happens with this discovery about your power over your emotions and your ability to go back and look at a situation that keeps rearing its head. If an emotion keeps coming up over and over and gets triggered by new events, you can go back and you can transform it, and that is what helps transform your life. All right. Now, the final card for your reading. Thanks for your patience with everything we went through. I know this is a little longer than the others, but you deserve it. And hey, if Spirit's going to talk to us and the Creator wants to talk to us, I'm going to listen, right? So the Queen of the Moon Oracle card is the last one we're going to pull. And this can be more information about your emotional adventure, but it is also the final card. So we're going to let it be a wild card. It's going to be whatever else the Creator wants you to know about your month of June. All right, so what's your final message for Pisces for this reading, please? All right, there we go. And do you have boundaries? Card number 12. Yes. And look at that little safe bubble that's around you. So I feel like this is about the emotional place, and that you get to create these emotional boundaries where this is like an energy shield. And there's even a little flower that's birthing from the shield there. So it's this new way that, Pisces, you are water signs and you are very intuitive like the other water signs. And so you really feel people's emotions. And sometimes you don't know where other people's emotions stop and yours begin. But having this little bubble around you allows you to have this shield that other people's emotions will go and it sticks to the outside, but you don't take them on as your own. So really developing this ability to create like this energetic shield around you. Like I always say, it's like a jello mold. It's just a big jello shield around me that it goes plunk and it sticks in there. I don't take it on as my own, but I can still see it. People still see me. It's not a wall. It's just a shield, that emotional shield that I don't take on everyone else's emotions. And let's read from the book here. It says, judging what you need and what you don't need allows you to place healthy boundaries. You teach people how to treat you. Judge what is healthy and right for you with clarity and care. Simplify. And the affirmation for the card is, I can say yes or no with authenticity and clarity. In times of sickness, or say the presence of very strong emotions such as grief, we often naturally simplify. We cut out all the extras that are too hard or too complex at the time. We might not take up an invitation to an event we might have to work at attending. We might only watch a film we know uplifts us. We might only want to see or communicate with friends we know and trust to understand, love, and support us, warts and all. We might only choose to spend the depth of our heart and time with a few people rather than many. And we become vastly sensitive to those we now discover take their unfair share of our energy. We might also look to our body more compassionately and eat nourishing foods to heal it, do comforting things for it to recover more easily, or just decide to rest it completely. If we are healthy people, we naturally action a kind of simplicity and a set of boundaries to protect ourselves so we can give ourselves some space to heal. What if we did this all the time? What if we more consciously chose more simply and specifically for the benefit of our own mind, body, and spirit? Yes, life is complex, but it can be richer and more enjoyable if we pare back what is negatively extra and choose a more deliberate and authentic path. We don't need so much fluff and people pleasing and running about madly and fast food and fast fashion and gossip and hardcore Olympic level scheduling and stress. We just don't. Look at what you choose to do last time you were forced to simplify. If it was a positive choice, maybe that could be your starting point for something better today. This judgment you made was for you, and it worked. Not all judgment is bad or to be avoided. Every single one of us judges every day. We judge what brand of washing powder to buy among many. We judge what TV show is good and what isn't. We vote, which is judgment on trust. We have a legal system with a judge. We judge what we will accept and what we will not. If we don't, we do not have values, nor do we have boundaries. Huge issues for some. To simply focus on your own experiences and not look outside yourself for justice may all be very nice for gurus, but for those of us who want to be the change they wish to see, I judge, happily, that certain things are unacceptable. So I strive to change those things. People judged that slavery wasn't right and involved themselves in change, even to the extent of waging war. People judged that whaling wasn't right, so it's been banned in most countries, like hunting whales. We judged that apartheid wasn't right, and people died to change it. One brave man, Nelson Mandela, was jailed for decades as a result. Boundaries can teach people how to treat us, and this is a kind of positive judgment. And the companion stone for that is obsidian, if you're into stones and crystals as well. So I love this. This boundaries really, I feel, is this emotional boundaries here, this pride, this letting go of those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you, and really this new birth that's happening, this new you, discovering this higher you. And I really, they keep nudging me to tell you about that U times 2 video series is an important piece for you. There's a lot of messages in there. You don't have to take on everything you hear as your own belief system, but there are things in there that will spark questions in your own mind and allow you to determine who you want to be in this lifetime. And I love this for you, Pisces. And we do not have anything else to add. So definitely appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these monthly readings by zodiac sign, I also put out weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign and that few other types of videos like that U times 2 and some others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to this notification bell. And when you click into there, if you choose the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. And doing those things helps spread the love, and it also helps my channel grow in a significant way, because when you like a video, when you share a video, when you comment on a video, and especially if you subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so happy and wants to share these videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I am very, very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I also offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, Pisces, as you go through this amazing month, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. You have an amazing month. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. But in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.